Right, 27 November 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Tinashe Jonas from Ideal Zimbabwe. How are you, sir?
As usual, I always cherish my privilege to be on your platform.
Fantastic. And today we've got a very interesting topic. There has been a long-running issue in the MDC Alliance regarding the abduction of Tawanda Chihu. And there is a chair lady of Bulawayo called Tendai Masotsha, and she was yesterday recommended for dismissal from the MDC Alliance. You have some views on what is happening with this current situation. What do you think is happening with Tendai Masotsha?
I don't have views. I've got facts.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. What is happening is it's a tussle of power. Nelson Chamisa has been hoodwinked by the G40 faction. They've calculated that they are outside the country, so they must support someone who is inside the country, maybe to take over presidents while he's under capture, so that when he's maybe after winning the presidency in 2018, they would pardon them, and then they come back to Zimbabwe, and then whatever arrangement, I don't know, but they were somehow instantly or at a later stage take over the administration of the country. And then this didn't work. Now, so Chamisa is being controlled by the G40 because they are funding him. So what happened is so clear that the MDC Alliance as a party on its own, they officially exonerated Tendai Masotsha and say there is no evidence of foul play. If we consider what leader Mahere and Jameson Timber said in a few days ago in a press conference, where they officially announced that Tendai Masotsha is safe and she doesn't even need suspension because there is no evidence of any foul doing. So they officially gave a statement in a press conference on record that she is not guilty. Now, and the matter doesn't even warrant any formal investigation, because they said if there's any formal investigation, she must be suspended from party activities. But now we couldn't suspend her, and then the case is over. Few days later, you realize the Mduduzi Matutu, the brand ambassador, or what I can say, the spokesperson of the Jonathan Moyo, who is running editor of the Zimbabwe, and we know that Zimbabwe is funded by the G40. Mduduzi was not happy, and in one of the tweets, Mduduzi clearly stated that Charlton Wende informed, supported Tendai Masotsha in the standing committee meeting. What do we learn from that tweet? Charlton Wende comes back and answered that, because Charlton Wende is Gacheni on Twitter. He comes back and say, does it mean that G40 has infiltrated the standing committee of the MDC? Because Mduduzi had quoted word by word what Charlton Wende said in the standing committee, meaning G40 have got their own people in the standing committee. And Charlton Wende also went on to tweet that G40, they want to launch their political party on the 21st of February next year. And they know that they won't survive in the political game if Nelson Chamisa is still in. So they need to eliminate him from the political scene for their party to gain momentum. And Mduduzi was very angry with the MDC Alliance, and Jonathan Moyo on record is the person who actually bombarded Charlton Wende and Chamisa to fire Tendai Masotsha. So because they to sacrifice here Tendai Bit and Chamisa because of funding, they realized that they would lose the funding and their financial their books are in precarious position. So the person who actually fired Tendai Masotsha is none other than Jonathan Moyo.
Okay, I want us to go to the beginning.
Yeah.
Did Tawanda Chihu get abducted, or was he arrested?
From what we see from the statements of Mduduzi and Tendai, they say Tendai was brought to the police station, I think Bulawayo Central Police Station, and then he met Tendai Tawanda there and the cousins of Mduduzi. So from that narrative, it seems like he was arrested.
Okay, so where is the story of abduction coming from?
It's very tricky because the MDC are exonerating Tendai and then come back again and fire her. So it's then, and Tendai has got a lot of information concerning what was supposed to be done in terms of bombing the government buildings.
Okay, so why hasn't the government arrested her so that she can reveal this information?
I think the government probably, I guess the government is probably investigating before arresting, because sometimes you don't need to arrest to investigate. You need to investigate to arrest.
Yeah, but she said the Americans gave money and there were people who were in Bulawayo, I think 20 people were armed. So is the government not being irresponsible by not arresting her and Tawanda and whoever else is involved so that this can be clarified?
I think maybe they are calculating, because what Tendai is saying, the current information doesn't point out to any evidence. So because when you say someone was given money, by the way, maybe that money was wired through a certain person, not directly. And secondly, if there were people with guns and bombs, probably she's saying she never saw them directly. So I think maybe if the government are making an arrest, probably they are thoroughly trying to investigate, because the hearsay, it's not easy to prosecute.
Okay, now let's go to the issue of Tawanda himself. If he was in police custody, why did it have to take a court order for him to get released when he was arrested during that time?
Again, it's tricky, because remember when even the so-called abduction, there was a Matutu there, a cousin of Mduduzi, also in the car. But Tendai is the one who is suspected to have played a role, but yet I forgot, maybe it's Vincent, or I forgot the other cousin of Matutu. He could also be someone who was tipping the so-called abductors. So I think the whole thing, I'm suspecting that there's more information deeper than this just an abduction, because everything is suspicious. We are told that MDC Alliance are suspecting Tendai because they are saying Tawanda was interrogated, being asked about the flyers, and when Tawanda was abducted, he had nothing, had evidence on him. Tendai had evidence in terms of flyers, but he was ignored. She was ignored at the police station. She was arrested. She was released, still carrying hard evidence of the material for the July 31. That they are suspecting her on that basis. But I mean, and at the end of the day, she's fired again from the party.
Okay, so this, what I'm displaying now, is the letter in which Tendai Masotsha was being dismissed from the MDC Alliance. This letter is saying Tendai Masotsha is being dismissed because of the audio that she recorded. So they are saying she is lying that she talked to Jameson Timber about her allegations that there was funding from the United States to help with bombing of the buildings. So they did not fire her for her part in the abduction of Tawanda, but for the audio that she recorded. What is your view on that audio that she recorded?
My view is that she was never subjected to a disciplinary hearing, and her claims were never investigated. So a party is a bigger entity. What if people behind Chamisa were actually doing it because maybe they are getting fed up that Chamisa is not radical. Like we know Tendai Job Scala are combative. They are very radical people. So the party they should have instituted an investigation into that audio, and she was supposed to be subjected to a disciplinary hearing.
Okay, so to me, when I look at the MDC Alliance, there is confusion once again. The leadership is fighting among themselves, and
yes,
this whole issue of abductions, I think with what has happened in Bulawayo, there is now questions on whether there's real abductions or not. What does Chamisa need to do now? Is his party still credible as an opposition? Does he still stand a chance to win in the next elections?
It's very tricky because it seems from the tweets that even his right-hand man, Charlton Wende is no longer happy because he is, as the Secretary General, even in one of the tweets, he said he is not defending Tendai Masotsha, but he is defending the party. When you are a Secretary General, it's your duty to defend the party. But now he is powerless. Jonathan Moyo is officially the advisor of Chamisa, and Jonathan Moyo is the contact person between Chamisa and Grace Mugabe, the chief sponsor of MDC Alliance. So Charlton Wende is no longer happy because the party is being forced to make decisions against their principles and values. So obviously, also knowing that Tendai and Welshman Ngube and Job Scala, Ngari women involved in that alliance, there are people who harbors presidential aspirations of the MDC Alliance and the Republic of Zimbabwe. These are the people who betrayed Morgan Tsvangirai, the founder of the MDC party. So Chamisa, it's clear that they are calculating their chances. Is Chamisa that is saying when Job Scala pronounced at a funeral that Charlton Wende must investigate the link between being famous, being popular, and not running and not becoming a president. That statement is deep. and he is literally trying to show the MDC allied supporters that Chamisa will never be a president. We must choose another horse, because he gave a chronological order of how popular people are not becoming presidents and how people who are unpopular. Job Scala is doing whatever he's doing to create a name and to show MDC Alliance supporters that he is a better candidate. He is in a so Chamisa at this moment, because Chamisa believes he doesn't. Chamisa is not a person who can go to the struggle and the revolution. Chamisa is a transactional a type of a politician. That's why he's playing to the whims of Jonathan Moyo. But others are ready to defend the movement. So at the end of the day, Chamisa and this Slay Queen Fadzai Mahere, they are not people who can stand the heat. They are in the politics for money. So at the end, I think MDC Alliance is no longer is died, because the Chamisa must form a new party. But now his advisors and funders are betraying him, because they want to form their own party. As Wende is saying, by February 21 next year, they want to launch their party, G40. So they are wrongly advising Chamisa. That's why Chamisa takes time to react, takes time to take decisions, because he is believing in people who are funding him. But these people, they want his political career to collapse totally, so that their G40 project and the party would have a better, opportunity to face the Lacoste faction.
Okay, I think I totally hear you. But today I want to invite Philip. He's been complaining all week. So Philip, I said you must WhatsApp me so I can join you, but you have ran away. I want to join you because you've got a complaint. So Philip, if you're watching me now, you must WhatsApp me on my number, and then I'll join you on this conversation. The thing is, Mr. Jonas,
yeah,
you are saying Chamisa is being misled. But yes, don't you think it's the whole opposition in Zimbabwe that is totally in shambles?
Okay. I don't like to say the whole opposition, because we can't really paint every political party with the same brush. Why I'm saying this, we have got remember, Zimbabweans have got a binary thinking. They think the word politics is half ZANU-PF, half MDC. So any other credible opposition leader, they lack support from the citizens. So then it's not fair then to put them under the same bracket, because the MDC enjoys support in Zimbabwe, and the reason why MDC is undermining its supporters, because it's very tricky for Chamisa to be advised by to be the G40 faction, and while he is labeling all other colleagues like Dr. Kupe, Monzora, that they are under ZANU-PF, referring to Mr. Mnangagwa, when technically he's the one being sponsored by G40. So Zimbabweans are not yet ready to support other political parties which are not ZANU-PF and MDC, and they are in doing so, they are undermining their own freedom, and they are undermining their own power, because the ZANU-PF is very comfortable in terms of monopolizing ruling political power. MDC is so comfortable because it's monopolizing opposition power. So the Zimbabweans are going to be losers. Citizens are the ones who are losers, because they are surrendering their power to MDC and ZANU-PF.
I can't hear you guys.
Sorry, I think Mr. Jonas will put a sound issue there. I'm saying, Mr. Dr. Kupe, have you seen a proving that she's a true member of the opposition?
Okay. Although I don't know the meaning of a true opposition, but what I can say is that each person must stand for what they believe in. The problem in our country is that we believe that if you are a true opposition, the word true opposition, you must be an enemy of ZANU-PF. Mr. Gambakwe, I hope maybe when I finish speaking, then you continue with Philip Swanda. I hope I'm not part of that, because I said last time I don't want to speak to him. So I hope that will be respected. What I'm saying is that when you are an enemy of ZANU-PF, you are considered a true opposition. But then, how do you operate as an opposition when you are not engaging the ruling party? Because the only way you can be an effective opposition when you are an enemy of the ruling party is when you can take arms and remove the government militarily. That's the only way. If you are a true enemy of the ruling party, you must take arms. But if you are to oppose the ruling party constitutionally, then there's no way you can avoid the ruling party, because when you are talking to the ruling party, you want them to reform, you want to point their mistakes so that they can fix their mistakes. But when you are enemies, whatever suggestion you can give to the ruling party, they will throw it away, because they know that if they implement it, you might come back tomorrow and say they adopted what we are the ones who advised them. So when the politics is polarized, then I think we saw last time President Donald Trump was debating with the President-elect Joe Biden. You could see that sometimes they can even agree on certain things. So I don't know whether a true opposition must function in terms of being an enemy to the government. But I think in Zimbabwe, any opposition who is an enemy of the government, that will never serve a purpose.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to quickly talk to Philip. So I'm going to put you in the back room, and I want to talk to Philip just for a second.
It's fine. Then we can end our discussion. Then you can continue. It's fine.
No, I think we've covered the issue. Let's summarize what you said, which is to say, Chamisa, the firing he did of Masocha, was influenced by Jonathan Moyo through Mduduzi Matutu, who is related to Tawanda Chihu. The pressure was too much on Chamisa. That is why he ended up firing Masocha. And Masocha, in your opinion, was not fired because of another reason, but for funding, so that funding can continue. So I think if that is a good summarization of what you said, let's conclude by asking you to say anything else you want to say, and then maybe we can check Philip afterwards.
No, I'm okay.
All right, cool. So, Mr. Jonasi, thank you for joining me today. And Philip, you see you've chased Mr. Jonasi. I hope you've got something very, very important to say, because Mr. Jonas doesn't want to talk to you. What is happening between you two guys?
First and foremost, I just want to greet you, Mr. Hambakwe, for fantastic platform you are doing. You know, we as Zimbabweans, I'm not a politician, Mr. Hambakwe. I came in here to clear my name. I'm not a politician, and I will never be a politician. I have never voted in my life. Okay, I'm a proud citizen of Zimbabwe. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm a proud citizen of Zimbabwe. I'm a journalist. As you can see, Hambakwe, this is my job. As you can see, this is what I do. That's my job. I do research. I don't do things of hate. If you search a guy called Philip Smanda is a Zimbabwean who does a lot of work. I have got over 886 children I'm helping in Zimbabwe. You understand? I love politics of Zimbabwe. That's what we call journalism of politics. I came in the other day. You remember when I said to Jonas, some few years ago, you used to attack the government of Zimbabwe. What has changed? Because when you give me a homework of journalism to go and do an interview with a guy called Hambakwe, I do a research, but I don't do a research of a Wikipedia. I check how this Hambakwe is. I look at videos. So I did a research about that guy. Then I realized this guy has been talking about the government of Zimbabwe, overthrowing the government. So then all of a sudden I heard him singing very good about Zimbabwe, which was very good. So I asked him, what was the problem? What has changed? Then he accused me, Mr. Hambakwe. I came in here to clear my name. He accused me and said I'm an MDC. MDC. If you ask your friend called Pugeni, he will tell you that I've spoken to Pugeni. I have spoken to Thokozani Kupe on messages. I have spoken to who I want to talk. And let me be honest with you. I can support Chelsea, but it does not mean that there is no player here Arsenal and Singafari. Don't gonna go farira Chelsea as if a player named Chida. He believed with Munu West anomfunza question is support. I'm not that, Mr. Hambak. And I don't want to lie to you. I got so disappointed when I was added in a group when I would build Zimbabwe. Then a few days after Jonas came in, I was removed. What is the point? So my question to Jonas, what I wanted to say to him was, why do you come on a platform and talk hate? Why can't you say, you know what? You, Nelson Chamisa, Mr. Mnangagwa, Mr. Hambakwe, Mr. Philip, let's build Zimbabwe. Why is it every time you talk hate? That's what I wanted to ask. I've got nothing against him. Just tell the young man that I'm not a politician. I go to Zimbabwe. I enjoy myself in Zimbabwe. So he's wrong to accuse people. That's what I wanted to say. And I will keep on inboxing him, Mr. Hambakwe, to tell him that, my friend, because let me tell you something, my brother Hambakwe. The reason why some other countries this in Nonzi a death sentence, because that man anogona kuti Hambakwe munhu MDC. Do you know that African politics you can die for supporting another party? But who accuse about uri munhu MDC or from South Africa. That is a very, very immature statement to say. That's what I wanted to come and say. I am so proud that you had balls to come and invite me. But let me clear myself. I'm not a politician, and I will never be a politician. I'm a proud Zimbabwean. Asking Douglas Monzora. For another Monzora, ndiri pano. Kuti Philip Smanda. Anokuzata that one is sekuru. Wafonera Thokozani Kupe. Wafonera mfana bana George Mama MPs ZANU PF. Wafonera Nelson Chamisa uteluja uyu. I don't have a political party. I love debate. That's what I am. I'm into journalism. I can show you my certificate, but I'm very disappointed in Jonas. That's what I wanted to come to tell you, my brother Hambakwe.
Okay, I get your point. And as you know, we have a daily, at 9 o'clock, we have a daily live. So you're welcome to discuss all the issues that you want to discuss, and I'll give you a platform. The problem that we're facing is that many people in the MDC Alliance don't understand how the media works. They think that a media house must support them. Otherwise, they don't have anything to do with it. When I was covering MDC Alliance here in South Africa, I was literally chased from recording, when I was recording a video of what was happening. Not that I was creating it, I was just filming. So what you're saying is correct. Media is not understood, but it's not only by Jonasi, or it's everyone. We need to make sure that people understand the role of media in Zimbabwe. But I also want to bring you to the topic we're discussing today. Have you been researching on the issue of Masocha and her firing from the MDC Alliance? And what's your opinion on it?
No. I haven't been following that. I saw that, but to be honest enough, I need a proper event to check what was happening. I just saw that. I mean, was it Masocha, the one about the Impala thing or whatever? I can't remember. But is that the one?
Yes.
Yes, I don't want to lie to you. I don't have much information about that. I just remember that there was something there. Then she was involved. They said she was involved in a car and whatever. I don't have much information on that. I need to have a research. I don't want to talk about something which I don't know, my brother. It's a very, very dangerous game.
Okay, cool. So that's why I bring someone like Jonasi. Jonasi, he's very knowledgeable about these issues.
No, I'm sorry that I chased Jonasi because you thought it, but I just want to, if Jonas is listening, don't hate Philip. Philip is a Zimbabwean who loves Zimbabwe. And Philip is a person who loves. If you think with Jonas is a problem, no, I'm not that type of a person. I am too advanced to talk with Jonas kana uchida kuti tinake nemuprogram ako reka kuramba uchingoti hambakwe. Don't accuse someone without any evidence. That's what I want to say, my brother Hambakwe. I'll join you on Wednesday.
Yeah, you must come and join me every Wednesday. I want you to have a platform. We have a lot of people who watch Gambakwe Media videos, and obviously it will be very interesting to have a fresh voice to talk to. But obviously Jonas is someone that I talk to every Monday, and I also see Jonas outside of this platform. So if you see, yesterday I had lunch with Jonas. I visited him at his house, and I had lunch with him.
But why was I removed it from the group? Maybe you don't want me to talk about it here. Why was I?
I'm not in groups. I don't own a group. Gambakwe Media doesn't even have a group. I don't have time to manage a group, so I don't know what happens.
I respect you. Thank you very much, my brother. You take care. You look after yourself. You have a good show, brother. God bless you.
Right, before you go, there's a question for you. Yeah. Mr. Philip, you must vote, my brother. We cannot be proud of not voting. We need your vote, be it for opposition, independent, or whatever. Because you mentioned that you've never voted.
You see, me, I'm a very clear person who tells the truth as it is. I'm based in the diaspora. I go to Zimbabwe almost every whatever, but there are so many reasons why people in the diaspora don't vote. You know, there are so many reasons, and I contribute a lot towards the elections. I do interviews for people, MPs who are contesting. So I mean, if I was given a chance of voting as someone in the diaspora, I'll definitely vote for my Zimbabwe. I'm a proud Zimbabwean. Just go on, just Google Philip Sibanda and see the charities I do. Then you come back to me and realize what I do. I've got so many. I've got 856 children I'm looking after in Zimbabwe. So I'm very proud of being a Zimbabwean. Not sure that I'm proud to be a Zimbabwean. I love myself as I am. Thank you so much, Amba.
Okay, which area are you assisting the kids?
That is it. You see, that's where people make a mistake. I have got children in Masingo. I've got children in Blawa. I've got children in Flabusi, in Gwanda. I've got so many around one by one in Kai. But you know, right now I've just set up a charity called to save our musicians. The musicians from Matabeleland. We set up a charity for them to come and try to perform in Europe because they've been not given a chance a lot. So I've just set up a charity with the musicians, people like Mandela, James Maravini, people like Indo Sagusa. I've just set up a charity, so we'll be finishing that charity paperwork in the next few days. COVID let us down a little bit.
All right, cool. I want you to have a good relationship with Jonasi.
No, I don't have a problem.
Just like you,
I don't have a problem. You know what? Jonasi, only that I say to him, what has changed? Why have you changed your tune? So you thought that I'm an MDC. I don't support any political party. It doesn't put food on my table, my brother. Nothing. I'm a radio presenter. I'm a DJ. I'm a journalist. Fully qualified.
Okay, fantastic. I think
God
this is
you,
very well that we talk today. And I will have you on Wednesday.
More, brother. Thank you so much.
Let's keep talking. So for everyone who was watching, Philip, what are your contacts on Facebook and YouTube? Where can people get you?
My contacts on Facebook.
Or yeah, what is your Facebook name? What is your Twitter handle?
Quite a lot of people, they can follow me, Philip. I use the Air Marshal Commander, and I've got I'm a radio presenter for. You remember, I started for Radio West. We have got a radio station called Within Your FM. Also at Radio 54. They look for Philip Slander, the Air Marshal Commander. You can follow me if you want to join. If you want me to work with you in charity work, get in touch with me. Let's build our Zimbabwe without fight, without anything.
All right, cool. I see that I'm friends with you, so it's good. I hope that we'll continue to have these discussions. It's very important for us to keep talking.
God bless you.
All right, so I think what we'll do is let us say goodbye and good night to you and everyone else. We've talked quite a lot, and normally during Fridays, I don't like talking a lot because people want to rest, but you know how it is. All of us out here, we are concerned about our country. And that's why you see people keep watching. They want to see if things are going to get better in Zimbabwe so that they can go back.
But my plea, Mr. Mbakwe, you guys into politics, me, I'm not. Let's learn to love one another. Let's learn to love one another. Let's learn to love one another. Learn what you know, say, support the Dynamos. When a player here, highly last year, not how you Munaga, team Yangu, you know, I think team Yangu, but learn to love one another. This thing of hate, it will never build anything. That's my last word. Thank you so much, Kazi.
Thank you very much. And I really enjoyed talking to you, Philip Slander, Air Marshal Commander on Facebook and on YouTube. I have seen him. He's there. He's got quite a number of platforms. And I have to end this discussion here today. It was very sad that I could not end the discussion with both Jonasi and Spanda on the discussion. But I hope that as we continue, as the two of them get familiar with each other, we can get them to talk at the same time. Right, I want to end the discussion here, and I really appreciate everyone who's watching. We'll continue to have these live discussions every evening until we get to the point of the 2023 elections. As I said, we want to have a 24-hour kind of setup. So thank you very much, and good night to everyone who's watching on Facebook and on YouTube.